According to Plotinus, our guardian spirit can be best understood through the notion that our soul is in some way a universe unto itself. Within the various levels of this universe resides that higher aspect of the self, namely the guardian spirit, which is also subject to even higher levels of spirit, all the way to the very source of it all, the One itself. As to the lower aspect of the soul, its end can be found in the most crude and mundane, namely matter in its most useless state. Now, depending on how we live our lives, whether it's within a rigid and lethargic state, or similar to a wild beast, or should our soul in this life reach divine union, our guardian spirit has a role to play and remains with us until our next incarnation. Let's take a closer look into the nature and role of this guardian spirit, this higher aspect of the psyche, in order to understand our relationship to it from within the light of intelligence made lucid through the wisdom of Plotinus. What then is our guardian spirit? It is one of the powers of our soul. And what is our divinity? It is also one of the powers of our soul. Our guardian is the power immediately superior to the aspect of the soul that we habitually exercise. However, this guardian presides over our life without being active per se. If we live on the plane of the sense life, our guardian is reason. If we live on the rational plane, our guardian will be the principle superior to reason, namely intelligence. It will preside over our life, but it itself does not act through us. It is through the inferior power within the soul that we act out or behave. Plato said that we choose our guardian by the kind of life that we prefer. For by the choices we make in life, we choose the type of guardian that presides over our life. In accordance to the Platonic tradition, we are led to believe that this choice or sacred contract was first initiated before we were born, so as to experience life from the perspective of a human being. For how can the one, the good, truly self-reflect or contemplate, if not through the eyes of sentient beings? Therefore many fall, so to speak, into the deep, and forget their reason and purpose for having existence, until they open their eyes and realize their part and role from within the dynamic interplay of soul and spirit. Figuratively, and quite literally, we could be buried 10 feet under the snow. Once we remember the basic laws of physics, it may occur to us to experiment with gravity, so as to discover up from down, nothing shy of a rational process. Then, through the lower power of our soul, through energy, we apply effort and dig our way up into the light of day. So the object of this analogy is to help reveal our interplay with our daemon or guardian spirit. In this plane of ordinary existence, we're also buried in deep doo-doo, or cut off from a quality of intelligent light that makes us ignorant of true reality. Once we remember our higher self, the principle that allows for harmony and order, so as to align our soul with the good, then we reaffirm our relationship with our guardian spirit or daemon. We open ourselves up to an intuitive intelligence that is often referred to as the conscience. But what if we refuse to live in accordance to our conscience or daemon? Then we abide our time here in accordance to lower powers of the soul, psychological forces that become distorted through abject matter. Instead of taking counsel from our daemon, our higher power, we chain ourselves to the disempowering forces of vice, thus exchange our daemon for demons, simplicity for duplicity. Thus our will to power is misdirected, and we strive to secure our fragile lives within the wall of a cave, so to speak, that leads to alienation, compulsion, and obsession. Thus we neglect recovery, well-being, and wholeness,